What is a theology of death? To understand this, there is only one place of knowledge, the Bible. Let us look at this matter in a spiritual and utterly practical way. You are listening to the Christian podcast Manna, in Hebrew, What is it? Welcome. Death is the worst of trouble that can befall humanity. Of all the myriad troubles a man will face in his lifetime, financial, marriage, disease, car troubles, sleep troubles, all the mishmash of the big and the huge and the small problems, the sum total of any trouble that a man can face, death will be 1,000,000 times intolerable and worse than all the troubles put together. This is what man is waiting at death, and man has no clue. On the other hand, death is abolished in a believer. This is present, full, and accomplished reality in all true believers. Now, in this very moment, as we hear and speak, death is abolished in us. Therefore, we do not fear death, nor fear to die. Whether we die in the forest or in the sea, in the hospital bed or bit by snakes, or thrown to the wolves or shredded by sword, the believer knows well, very well, that death is abolished in him and doesn't fear death an iota. The thorn of death and the sting of the grave has passed him, not ever to trouble him. Like a light bulb switched off, he will move from the realm of the earth to the Lord. But the pangs of death, which is greater than any other trouble here on earth, has passed him over, never to trouble him. This is why Jesus said the conundrum, though a believer were dead, yet he shall live. John 11:25. This is the glory of a believer. What about you? Fear of night? No. Fear of day? No. Fear of man? No. Fear thief? No. Fear to die? No. Fear and death is abolished in us. This is the truth. But what is a reality in you? Though death is abolished in us, we need to see the work of death in an unbeliever. All men start on earth probably on a birthing table, but end outside the realm of the earth. Man comes from the womb like a fully stitched apparel, the body, soul, and spirit all in its place. But in death he is completely dismembered. His spirit separates from his body. The body goes to the grave, decays, and becomes dust. The spirit goes to the place of either more distress or more life. This is the end of all man who wear the flesh as a cloth. No one knows about this more than our Lord. He is the one who came from the other side of life to this side of life. We are very familiar with this side of life and very unfamiliar with the other side of life. This is because we all start our life on this side of life, and the other side of life is yet far off for many of us. In funerals, we see others go into the other side of life, but there is none who comes back from the other side to tell us what it is like out there. Therefore, the world is filled with millions of lies about the other side when there is only one truth. How does an unbeliever die? In his last moments, when the pangs of death set upon him, it intends to separate him from his body. He experiences great force. Tumults of emotion roil his very being. My dwelling is pulled up and removed from me like a shepherd's tent. I have rolled up my life like a weaver. He cuts me free from the wrap. From day to night you bring me to an end. Isaiah 38:12. As much as he struggles to keep himself intact in one piece, death will have its way. Sheol from beneath is excited over you, O man, to meet you when he comes. Isaiah 14:9. And surely death is sent as a shepherd to shepherd him there. Psalms 49:14. Therefore the ropes of death will wrap him around. The horrors of the grave will come over him. He will be overcome by sadness and sorrow. Psalms 116:3 NIRV. The thorns will bring the pangs. Hosea 13:14. Like recurring and increasing birth pangs in a pregnant woman, so are the pangs of death. It comes over him like a wave, one after the other, stronger and stronger. 2 Samuel 22:5. Without much delay, like a garment set aside that has gone old, he will be forced out of his body to put away his body. Jolted out of the restriction of his clay frame by the might of death, his tent, the body, will start its inevitable journey to become what it is, dust. Psalms 52:5. As the flesh rots, man on earth consigns it to the grave. This is the way of all man on earth. Joshua 23:14. In fact, this is the way of all man on earth who are unsaved. In death, man will soon learn, if not already, that the body is but a tent that he lives in, and not the very being. What a waste of all that was spent on the body, if not for the Lord. What vapor is man, and transitory his living. You have been listening to the Christian podcast Manna, in Hebrew, What Is It? For the detailed English transcripts of this program, please refer besaved.org, besaved.org. Till next, God bless, be prepared for His coming, and bye-bye.